Elite Facts presents
10 Most Evil Children.
10.
Brian Freeman. 17-year-old Brian Freeman and his 16-year-old brother David shaved and tattooed their heads as a symbol of their neo-Nazi beliefs. Doing this immediately made them suspects when their parents and younger brother were found dead in their Salisbury Township, Pennsylvania home. It has been said that these two had been terrorizing the family as well as the whole town in which they resided.
9.
Evan Ramsey. In February of 1997, Evan Ramsey armed himself with a 12-gauge shotgun and arrived at Bethel Regional High School by school bus. Ramsey approached the student commons area and shot down 3 students, injuring 2 and fatally wounding 1. An art teacher entered the commons area after hearing the gunshots and tried to convince Ramsey to surrender. Unfortunately, she failed in her attempt as he then entered the main lobby where he shot the principal twice, killing him. Once the police arrived, Ramsey retreated to the commons area, shooting once at police. Ramsey later placed the shotgun barrel under his chin and reportedly said, quote, "I don't want to die."
8.
Edmund Kemper. In 1964, a 16-year-old by the name of Edmund Kemper shot his grandparents, killing them both. It has been said that he had been planning the murder for quite some time and was reported to have had no regrets afterwards. He was detained in juvenile hall so that authorities could put him through a series of tests administered by a psychiatrist. Because the results suggested that he was a paranoid psychotic, he was sent to Atascadero State Hospital for treatment. This didn't last long as Kemper tried to convince the doctors that he was normal. Kemper was released after 5 years and remained under the supervision of the Youth Authority. The truth here, however, is that he was not normal at all, as over the next 5 years, Kemper murdered and dismembered 8 women.
7.
Mary Bell. Mary Bell was convicted of strangling a young boy, Martin Brown, on May 25, 1968, the day before her 11th birthday. Then on July 31, 1968, Mary and her friend Norma took part in yet another murder as they strangled a 3-year-old by the name of Brian Howe. Reports stated that Mary Bell had gone back after killing him to carve an N into his stomach with a razor. Mary also used a pair of scissors to cut off bits of Howie's hair and part of his genitals. As the girls were so young and their testimonies contradicted each other, it has never been entirely clear precisely what happened.
6.
The King brothers. On Thanksgiving in 2001, 2 Florida brothers by the names of Alex King, age 12, and Derek King, age 13, bludgeoned their father to death while he was sleeping. The boys attempted to cover up the crime by setting the house on fire. The brothers soon confessed to committing the murder, but implicated a 41-year-old convicted child molester by the name of Ricky Chavez, who they said was involved in a sexual relationship with Alex and had persuaded them to kill their father.
5.
Jesse Pomeroy. 14-year-old Jesse Pomeroy was arrested in 1874 for the horrific murder of a 4-year-old boy. Because of this, he was labeled the Boston Boy Fiend. His acts of terror had begun 3 years earlier with the sexual torture of 7 other boys. Pomeroy was sentenced to a children's reform school, but was released early. As soon as he was released, he mutilated and killed a 10-year-old girl who came into his mother's store. And a month later, he kidnapped a 4-year-old, took him to a swamp outside of town, and slashed him with a knife repeatedly, to the point where he nearly decapitated him. When he was shown the body and asked if he'd done it, he disturbingly responded by calmly saying, quote, "I suppose I did."
4.
Brenda Ann Spencer. In 1979, 16-year-old Brenda Ann Spencer used a rifle to wound 8 children and 1 police officer at Cleveland Elementary School. Along with these casualties, she also killed her school principal and the school's janitor. To commit her crimes, she used the rifle she had recently been given as a Christmas gift by her father. After the incident ended and she was apprehended, she was asked why she committed the crimes. In response, she said, quote, "I don't like Mondays. This livens up the day." She also said, quote, "I had no reason for it, and it was just a lot of fun."
3.
Joshua Phillips. In 1998, Joshua Phillips, age 14, bludgeoned his 8-year-old neighbor to death and hid her body underneath his waterbed. 7 days later, his parents started to notice something leaking from beneath the bed. Joshua claimed that he'd accidentally hit Maddie in the eye with his baseball bat, causing her to scream. In his panic, he dragged her to his home, where he hit her again and then stabbed her 11 times before stuffing her body under his bed.
2.
Jasmine Richardson. The youngest person on this list to be convicted of multiple murders goes by the name of Jasmine Richardson, who was only 12 when she brutally murdered her parents and younger brother in Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. After the bodies were discovered on April 23, 2006, police feared that Jasmine, who was missing, might have also been a victim. She was soon found alive and well, however, with her boyfriend Jeremy Allen Steinke, age 23, of whom her parents did not approve. Steinke, who, like Jasmine, had an interest in goth culture, monsters, and vampires, was also charged with the murders. On July 9, 2007, Jasmine was convicted on 3 counts of first-degree murder.
1.
Michael Carneal. In December of 1997, Michael Carneal wrapped up a shotgun and a rifle in a blanket and took them to school and stated that it was an art project that he had been working on. When he arrived at his school, he inserted earplugs and took a pistol out of his bag that he had also been carrying and fired 8 rounds at a youth prayer group. 3 students died and 2 more were wounded. One member of the prayer group, Benjamin Strong, testified that Carneal dropped the gun of his own accord when he was finished. Carneal placed his pistol on the ground and surrendered to the school principal, Bill Bond. After dropping the gun, Carneal said to Strong, quote, "Kill me, please. I can't believe I did that."
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more elite facts.